Pull up a crate, traveler. Mind the bait buckets. You see that mist rolling off the savage coast? They say it's just weather, but the old-timers, the ones who spent more time with a pole than a sword, they know better. Back in the early days, before the cataclysm broke the world, and when the barrens were still one long golden stretch of nothing, there was a fisherman named Harlen. Harlen wasn't a hero. He wasn't a mage of the Kirin Tor or a high warlord. He was a man who owned one shirt, a very lucky hat, and a fishing pole carved from the heartwood of an ancient teldrassel branch. Harlen had a theory. He believed that every secret ever kept in Azeroth eventually found its way into the water. A king's lost ring, a trader's discarded dagger, the tears of a goddess, the tides collect them all. He wasn't fishing for food, you see. He was fishing for the truth. One night, under a moon so bright it turned the ocean to liquid mercury, Harlen cast his line off the cliffs of Ashara. Now Ashara is a lonely place. The Naga scream in the distance, and the ruins hum with a magic that makes your teeth ache. But Harlen didn't budge. He waited. He waited until his fire went out. He waited until his joints grew stiff as coral. Then, the bobber didn't just dip, it screamed. Now, you failed to bite before. A snapjaw grouper has some fight. A raw white-scale salmon can pull. But this felt like Harlen had hooked the world itself. The line didn't hum, it sang, a low, vibrating note that shattered the glass vials in his pack. Harlen planted his boots into the soft earth. The pole, that ancient wood, began to glow with a faint emerald light. He realized he wasn't pulling against a fish, he was pulling against a memory. As he reeled, the water began to swirl in a massive glowing vortex. Images started flashing in the spray. He saw the Sundering, the great city of Zen-Ishari, sinking into the deep. He saw Queen Azara's face, not as a monster, but as she was, terrified as the waves took her. "Let go, old man," a voice hissed from the depths. It wasn't a physical voice. It was the sound of 1,000 bubbles popping at once. Some things are meant to stay drowned. But Harlen was stubborn. Gnomes are smart. Orcs are strong. But a fisherman is patient. He wrapped the line around his calloused hands until they bled. He dug his heels in so deep he buried his ankles in the sand. He gave a heave that would have put a Tauren warrior to shame. The water exploded. A flash of silver light blinded him, smelling of ozone and ancient salt. When Harlen opened his eyes, the sea was flat, silent, not even a ripple. Lying on the sand in front of him wasn't a fish. It wasn't a chest of gold. It was a simple silver locket, shaped like a nautilus shell. It pulsed with a soft heartbeat rhythm. Harlen picked it up. The moment his thumb touched the metal, the ghosts of the coast went quiet. The Naga stopped their screaming. For 1 mile in every direction, there was total, absolute peace. He opened the locket, and inside wasn't a picture, but a single drop of water that never dried. It was a tear from the first night of the world. He didn't sell it. He didn't hand it over to the Explorers League for a few gold pieces. He realized that the truth he'd been fishing for wasn't meant to be owned. The legend says Harlen walked into the water that night. He didn't drown. He just kept walking until the waves were over his head,
carrying that locket back to where the silence is deepest. They say if you're fishing in the dead of night and the water suddenly goes perfectly still, no wind, no sound, no movement, that's Harlen passing by beneath your boat, making sure the secrets of the deep stay where they belong.
So, when you're sitting here and you think you've had a bad day because you only caught a few bristleback catfish and some tangled weeds, just remember Harlen. Sometimes the best thing you can catch is nothing at all, because once you hook a real secret, you can never truly let it go. Anyway, look like your bobber's twitching, friend. Give it a tug. Easy now. Don't want to break the line. There we go. Just a sage fish. Good for the brain, they say. Keep your eyes on the water. You never know when the silver-lined drifter might be looking back. Thanks for listening to this old man's tale. If you like stories like this, let me know in the comments, and more shall follow.